Success is not built on motivation, it's built on momentum. And momentum doesn't come from giant breakthroughs, it comes from something almost invisible: small wins. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they underestimate the psychological power of micro-victories. And by the end of this video, you'll understand how successful people quietly engineer these tiny wins to create unstoppable progress. But there's a twist. Small wins don't just build results, they rewire your identity. And that's where the real leverage is. Imagine this. You wake up motivated. You tell yourself today's the day you change your life. You plan to work out for an hour, read 50 pages, build your side hustle, eat clean, meditate. By noon, you're overwhelmed. By evening, you've done nothing. Now your brain whispers, "See, you're inconsistent." That voice is dangerous because every failure shrinks your self-image. Successful people avoid this trap, not because they think bigger, because they start smaller. But not in the way you think. Let's break the psychology down. Your brain runs on dopamine, not the cheap dopamine from scrolling, but progress dopamine, the kind released when you complete something. When you finish a small task, your brain logs evidence. I follow through. That tiny chemical reward increases motivation. Motivation increases action. Action creates another win. This is the momentum loop. And here's what most people miss. Momentum grows non-linearly. At first, progress feels flat, almost pointless. One small win looks insignificant. Two small wins look random. But somewhere along the line, those micro-victories start stacking. Your confidence rises, your standards rise, your output increases. It compounds. Think of it like pushing a heavy flywheel. The first push barely moves it. The second feels the same. But once it starts turning, each push becomes easier. Eventually, it spins on its own. Successful people understand this physics of behavior. They don't chase intensity, they chase consistency. And consistency is protected by small wins. Here's the retention anchor, and this is counterintuitive. Big goals are emotionally seductive. Small wins are emotionally stabilizing. Big goals trigger anxiety. They create pressure. Pressure makes you hesitate. Small wins reduce psychological friction. They lower resistance. They make starting easy. And starting is everything, because you don't need motivation once you're in motion. Now let's make this practical. First, shrink the entry point. Don't aim to work out for an hour. Aim to put on your shoes. That's it. Completion matters more than volume. Second, track visible progress. Your brain needs proof. Checklists, habit trackers, a simple streak counter. Visual evidence strengthens identity. Third, set minimum standards, not maximum ambitions. Decide the smallest version of the habit you will complete no matter what. On low energy days, you still win. Fourth, stack wins early in the day. Morning victories shape self-perception. When you win before the world distracts you, momentum carries forward. Fifth, celebrate quietly. Not with rewards, with recognition. Pause and mentally note, I did what I said I would. That sentence builds self-trust, and self-trust is the ultimate asset. Here's something deeper. Every small win is a vote for the person you're becoming. When you complete a tiny task, you're not just finishing work, you're casting identity evidence. You're telling your brain, I am disciplined, I execute, I move. Over time, identity shifts, and once identity shifts, behavior follows automatically. That's why micro-victories compound beyond productivity. They compound belief, and belief is leverage. Look at highly successful people. Their lives appear explosive, but behind the scenes, relentless small completions. Emails answered, pages written, calls made, reps performed. Nothing dramatic, just momentum preserved. And here's the emotional truth. You don't need a breakthrough, you need a starting point. A small one, the kind that feels almost too easy. Because when you lower the barrier, you increase the frequency of wins. When you increase the frequency of wins, you increase momentum. And when momentum builds, effort feels lighter. Progress stops feeling forced. It starts feeling natural. So the next time you feel stuck, don't ask, "How do I change my life?" Ask, "What is the smallest win I can secure right now?" Then secure it, and then another. Because success isn't a giant leap. It's a series of quiet, microscopic victories that eventually become impossible to stop. Momentum doesn't begin with intensity. It begins with one small promise kept.